Time to switch. Here we go. Hello. Everyone.
Hello.
Hopefully the audio is fine. Why isn't it letting me draw? And there we go.
Hold on, I'm gonna test something real quick. I'm just saying something for the audio. Okay, I think I'm louder than you or something, so you should turn me down a bit. Or turn yourself up a bit.
Okay. I'll just turn myself up a bit.
Good.
If I can.
Agent, that Archeon was bald in the thumbnail.
How could you, my boy? Alright, that should be better.
Oh yeah, I think the audio sounds better now.
Just woken up. What time zone are you in?
Some people be waking up at noon, like, it's okay.
Yeah, I don't judge. That's me.
It's not me. I be waking up at 7 a.m.
I know this. I mean, lately I've been waking up at like 9:30, 10, which is better.
Good.
Hello, Soya.
Hi, Soya. Actually animating this again. Hawyee.
Gotta hawyee the yeehaw, you know?
They always say yeehaw, but they never ask hawyee.
Well, I was bold enough to ask. Ask? I was bold enough to ask hawyee.
The Marley-bone accent coming out.
The Marley-bone accent.
Yep, the Marley-bone accent.
This just in, Wizard 101 created the Brits.
Mm-hmm. What's facts?
Factual. Ah, okay. I don't really use markers.
The only other ones I know are Copic. Or like there's this one
Newton.
company. Oh, Winsor & Newton, I have those as well. I haven't used my Winsor. No, Prismacolors. Okay, Winsor & Newton is really expensive though. I think they're even more expensive than Copic.
No.
But Prismacolor is a good alternative. But I have several like packs of Copics and Prismacolors, but I haven't used them, and I bought them like 4 years ago. But I specifically bought with Prismacolors like a bold primary or something set or something like that. Like and like because I don't know how often you use markers, but I never use markers when drawing. If anything, I only envision myself using them for like accents or like blocking out colors or stuff like that. So if you do want to buy markers, like depending on how you want to use them, if you're not doing full illustrative marker things, then just get like the colors you'd see yourself most frequently using.
Also, Winsor & Newton might be expensive if you need to pay for shipping. But they've got like a US and a UK store. But they're not expensive than Copics. Copics are still the most expensive one on the market.
Hold up, Winsor & Newton markers. Can't
like,
spell how it makes.
Aren't Copics like some crazy like €10?
Oh no, you're right. Okay, a single Winsor & Newton marker is $3.60, but a Copic is about $6.
Twice the price.
I was just about to say, I couldn't remember what they were called. Ohuhu. I thought it was like Oahu or something.
Oahu.
Oahu markers.
Ohuhu.
Oh, it is Ohuhu. I'm thinking, yeah, it's Ohuhu. So I think those are alcohol based, and like I saw on Amazon some reviews of it. A lot of people like it. It doesn't blend as well as Copics, and like it's a bit more streaky. But that like it is another good alternative because it's significantly cheaper. I think you can get a pack of how many is this? 80 for $40 versus like
Wow.
the 72 pack of Copics for how much is that? Like $500.
Hello, Tazzy.
Ew, another member. I see subscriber. It is a member, right? When you join,
Yeah.
you're a member. I don't know.
Ooh, I hate doing this. How do 3D objects work? Not as well as I think.
What other marker brands are there?
Can I please?
I think they're called chameleon markers, the ones that like you can put like two different markers and they'll like naturally blend or something. But it's like I don't know. It's a whole spectacle, and I think it's too much. Just get like separate markers instead of having it do that.
I'm not sure how markers work since I don't really have any. Like, I've used a few I've gotten my hands on like 2 or 3, and I've used them very sparingly in like sketchbooks and things like that, just to add some color or, you know, whatever. But I don't really use them much.
Yeah, when I was in freshman year of college, I spent so much money on traditional art supplies, and I've used none of them.
That's
the
so
traditional art
sad.
is so intimidating. I don't like traditional art. The only traditional art I like that I've actually like used my supplies for is painting, because painting like it's a different mindset. If I mess up, I just paint over it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's like the thing is like actually, I hate painting traditionally, but I really like using pens and markers and things like that. Like no sketch or nothing, just fucking go for it. And pencils, especially pencils that blend nice together. But I hate doing the same digitally. Like I hate doing line art and things like that digitally.
I used to enjoy line art. There was a period for like a year where I did a lot of line art based stuff, but it's not about that anymore.
Not about that life.
Now I'm about painting.
I think from the start of like doing digital art, I've always leaned towards painting, although there was like a period where I did do like mostly like line art leaning stuff. But yeah.
My sketches are actually really clean. So like my sketches can be someone else's line art, but like you know, by my standards, they're not technically line art, but they are very clean. What do you mean a whole lot of info on supplies? Like, you mean people in your community talking about, like, where to get supplies or what supplies they prefer and whatnot?
Where's my knife? There it is.
Also, yeah, when I first got into line art back in 2017, the way I did it was I actually sketched with my like the brush I used to make line art, but I would just clean up that and then make that my line art. And then I got to the point where I like actually made like clean real line art. But now I just don't have the energy to do that anymore.
doesn't look like this here.
They have potential.
Here it's there's not a lot for like modern
Illustrative
traditional art. There's like a lot of like things like acrylics and oils and things like more like traditional art. But in terms of things like markers and pens and inkers and you know like things like that, it's very either limited or just low quality. So that's like, oops, that's how it is here for that stuff.
Every time I go to Michael's or Plaza, like local art stores here, a bunch of artists are always like, you know, as in like they're either as in like hobbyists or like, you know, they want like they're passionate about art and they're just like this is their part-time job or something. But a lot of them are artists and a lot of times they're art students. So I remember one time I went to Michael's and I was buying brushes and we had like a 50% off coupon or something, but like per purchase. And what is it like? I met this girl who wanted to go to SCAT, Savannah College of Art and Design, and literally she knew the struggle. So like I was like, hey, I need to buy these like 7 brushes. Could I just scan this coupon for each of them? And she was like, yeah. Just let me scan it for each of them. But that saved me so much money. I spent like $70 on those brushes, and they would have been like 100 and something separately.
Oh, that's horrifying. Ugh.
But those brushes, they were so good. The first time I used them, before I used them, I was about to use my old brushes, and I realized after, I was like, I like, damn bitch, you work like this? Those brushes are barely there. They were so worn.
I wish I enjoyed line art. Then maybe I'd enjoy the final process of animating. Hello. I might transfer and do the body stuff soon. Like I've done the hair technically. I redid the hair a bunch because I was super unsatisfied with it. Yeah, line art for animation is absolutely painful and exhausting and just not very fun in my opinion. I wish I enjoyed line art. Maybe then I enjoyed line art. Well, you know what, Mouse? I wish I enjoyed line art. Because maybe then I'd enjoy line art. How was 130 cheap, my man?
How much did I buy
Perspective lines are great.
Hold up. Let me check.
Have you
I
started
have
speaking
the
this
Prisma-
time though? Because like you were out.
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I wasn't saying anything,
Okay.
but...
Because I couldn't hear your birds, so I was a little concerned.
Oh, my light was off.
Oh, I see.
Let me check something. Because I also have a pack of Prismacolor colored pencils, but I don't remember how many are in there.
I feel like 130 is so expensive. I'm just a wee little European in
Okay.
a
So I have a pack of 132 Prismacolor colored pencils. 132. So if I bought them, they'd be $100 for a pack of 132, but I did not buy them for that much.
Wait, why are your Prismacolor is 130?
I have a pack of 132, but I think I bought them for like 60 or something. Like I bought them for so much cheaper than that. But I guess they are 100.
Maybe they were on sale or something.
I don't know.
Oh,
Because I remember I went to Michael's with the intention of buying colored pencils because they had a 50% off coupon. And I was like, ooh, like, this is a steal. And I was gonna buy these colored pencils, and I think for like a pack of like, it was a smaller pack. How much would that be? Like, 48 or something? No, maybe it was a smaller one than that one. But regardless, it was $40. And I was like, was it 40? Maybe it was $60. It was one of the two. Anyways, like, half of that would be either 20 or 30. I'm like, oh, great, like, that's such a deal. But then I checked Walmart, and Walmart was selling it for the same price that Michael's would if I used my 50% coupon. So like, wait a minute, this is a scam. So I was never gonna shop at Michael's again. That was basically my conclusion.
Interesting. Also, Ali, we're gonna watch a movie later that we've been trying to schedule for a minute now. So to compensate for the time, I'm just streaming a little earlier. Also, yeah, you're being scammed for a pack of 70 for 130, I feel. I don't know. Anyway.
Yes, 70 for 130 because, once again, my 130 pack is just 100. At least now. I did not get it for 100, but it is 100 now.
Yeah. I had these, really nice, they were watercolor pencils. But I didn't use them for watercolor. And, they blended together with, like, really, really nicely. And I remember making some really, like, colorful art with them.
The Stapler ones?
Yes. Stadler, or however you pronounce it.
Do I look German?
You could be. You know, with
I
your
really
blonde
got
hair,
that.
blue eyes.
Yeah, and my fair skin.
And your fair skin.
And my obvious German accent.
And your
that I'm
obvious
using right
German
now.
accent that you're using right now.
Also, Mouse, I have the colored pencils because, once again, like I said, freshman year of college, in like 1 month, you guys, don't scream. In 1 month, I spent like $800, maybe $900 on art supplies. And I've never touched most of them. I've touched like a couple things.
Babe. You're killing me,
And
babe.
the thing is, before I bought them, I had like a list of all my dream art supplies, things that I would love to have, and I bought most of them, and I was like, wow, I have all these high quality art supplies that I never use.
Babe.
Even when I took my watercolor class, like I actually really did enjoy watercolor, but when I initially took my watercolor class, I bought like this $20 watercolor sketchbook. Maybe it was more. And everything I got, I would get at a member discount because I was a member of this store, so it was always like cheaper than retail price. But I bought like this watercolor journal, and I got like, what is it, Winsor Newton watercolors that were like 5 milliliters or something. They were so tiny, and this was like a very introductory watercolor class, and I was like, oh, I feel so bad wasting these watercolors. And I think, I don't know, did I keep them or did I return them? I don't remember. But either way, the next day I was like, nah, I'm just buying cheap stuff because I really spent all this money and I didn't even know how to use watercolors at this point.
Hello. I have a pack of expensive Winsor & Newton watercolors that I got for cheap.
I could never get oh my god, that just reminded me. I got turpentine. I got this Winsor & Newton turpentine that was like $40.
Damn!
Like
Why did you need
25 or
turpentine?
something. Because I needed to thin my paint and to clean my brushes. Like when I use oil paint. But I got them and like it's still sitting on my thing today, unused.
Why'd you never
and
use it?
You know why? Because my school had free turpentine.
Oh, well, at that point you might as well have used it. Is it like, does it have an expiration date?
I don't know. And I didn't even need to get bougie turpentine. You know why? Because a regular industrial paint thinner would have worked.
Babe, you are a fool.
I know, I have so much buyer's remorse. So many things I bought I either never used or didn't use optimally. No, AJ's right, I do like the smell. Like, deadass, the only thing that turpentine was used for was me sniffing it every now and then.
Like an addict.
No, dead ass. Like, every now and then I'd be like, okay, I had a bottle of turpentine in the bathroom because that's where I would clean my brushes. And, like, but this was, like, the school turpentine. But every now and then I'd pass by and I'm like, the bottle be looking good, though. And I would just, like,
oh
open
my
it and then...
god!
I am an addict. But that Winsor Newton turpentine, ooh, she'd be hitting.
Oh my god.
But still, I wouldn't spend $35 or 20, however much, or I don't even know how much I spent on it. But I wouldn't spend more than that much money on turpentine that I would never use. Real crackhead hours, yeah. I mean, like, there's like certain smells I really like. Like, I'm very driven by smells, and one of them was the mothballs. I really like the smell of mothballs, and like that's such a. This is funny, but also embarrassing. But, like, I was actively seeking out things that smelled like mothballs but that weren't mothballs because mothballs are not good for you, especially if you like keep smelling them because they have like this like, you know, gas that like literally like the reason why it drives moths away is because it you know is not actually toxic, but like it deters them. But like if you inhale it or exposed to it in high amounts, like, you can get nauseous or like whatever. So I'm like, okay, I'm not trying to have that, but I want the smell of mothballs. And so I was like looking up like mothball candles and stuff, and one of them, there was this thing that was like mothball scented candles, but it was a gag thing. Like, it wasn't actually like mothball scented. It was like the cover said that, but it was actually like lavender or something like that. I was so fooled.
Jesus.
I had a little container, like a small container, that had like crushed up mothballs that I would smell.
Gee, you... My
There was this cleaner. It was like this like Latin American cleaner, that my parents would use to clean like the bathroom or whatever. It smelled so good. Originally, I had the mothball container originally was filled with this, but that cleaner was dead ass carcinogenic, and I was like, I'm not trying to get cancer from this, so I had to stop.
Freaking My Strange Addiction looking ass.
It really was though. Like, I was so addicted. Like, every like half an hour, I would like open the container and smell the mothballs.
How did you stop? How did you start?
I started because I was like, I could. And no, what happened was my mother, she uses my room sometimes as storage, so she was putting her winter clothes away because it was approaching summer, and she put mothballs in the container, but I think some of them fell into my bed, because in my bed I would just smell mothballs, and I guess before then I hadn't smelled mothballs in a really long time because the smell was really nostalgic to me, and I was like, wow, this smells like, you know, very familiar, but I don't know what it is, and then I discovered the mothballs, and I realized the smell was the mothballs. And at some point, I just kept the mothballs, like, you know, on my desk or something. And, like, my desk area smelled like mothballs. And I was like, you know what? I like this smell. And then that's where it started. But the way it ended, ironically enough, I got sick of the smell. Maybe it was, like, the 600th time I sniffed it. I don't know. But I was like, it doesn't hit the same. And it kind of made me, like, sick. So I just threw it away and I stopped smelling it.
I swear to God, half of you fellers sniffing out
No, but see, like, the thing is, even though it was clearly an addiction, it was in such small amounts that, like, I don't think there was any consequence to it.
I sure hope
but,
not.
like, yeah, with gas, no, I really don't think so. Like, I did it frequently, but it was really small amounts. But like Andy, our friend Andy, he likes the smell of gasoline. I actually hate the smell of gasoline. But I think it's funny that I love the smell of other things that are harmful to me, but I hate the smell of gasoline.
And do you like the smell of gas?
He also likes the smell of mothballs. I'm seen. I'm not the only one.
I guess birds of a feather. I don't know what to say. Don't worry, babe. Our home will be decorated with mothballs.
No, I don't want to smell them again because I'm afraid that one, I'm gonna relapse, and two, I'm gonna get sick of it again.
Well, you shouldn't be afraid of getting sick of it again, I guess.
No, because then what if I actually need to use mothballs for their intended purpose?
Well, then you won't sniff them. I don't know what to tell you, like...
No, but you don't have to actively sniff them. Like, trust me, the smell is there. It's a pretty powerful smell.
I've never smelt a mothball. I've never had the pleasure of, smelling one.
Because, like, once again, like, there's the actual ball. The smell comes from, like, the gas that it, like, you know, like, radiates or whatever that, yeah. But, and, like, they shrink over time because, like, they degrade and, like, the gas is released. But the thing is, like, you don't have to, like, go up to one and just, like, you don't have to sniff it, like, it... The thing is, like, once again, the container of, like, you know, of clothes that my mom has only had, like, 3 mothballs in there. But if you open the container, you just hit with the smell.
Also, what's a SQL? What's an SQL? Julia.
Formaldehyde? I hate the smell of formaldehyde. That's what they use to, like, what is it? Preserve, like, dead things, right? I'm pretty sure.
Speaking of preservation of dead things, I want to taxidermy a moth. I don't know like, I know there's probably, like, a name for, like, specific, like, taxidermy. Oh, skewel. I'm done with school, baby. But I'm pretty sure there's, like, a specific word for, like, the preservation of moths. But not moths, but insects. But I wanna specifically do it for moths. Have a little collection going. I specifically want to do moths that have a short lifespan because I don't want to, like, prematurely
What type of mouth?
What type of mouth? Sorry, get over here.
Oh! Taxidermy?
Yes. So I can just go at any time. No, but...
What? You're gonna kill me just for that?
I'm freaky like that.
I like that.
Specifically, I want moths that have a shorter lifespan because, again, I don't want to just be, like, taking these boys out for no reason. So probably, like, a lot of the larger moths, and moths that don't have mouths, which is quite a few. But I just kind of want to, like, raise the little grubbies, little poopas, and then hatch them, and then, you know,
when they inevitably pass,
when it's time for them to go, it's time for them to go. Then it's time to gas them, and then put them in a glass. Ooh, yeah.
Did you ask if you have any? Yeah.
I specifically want the Atlas moth because it's such a big and beautiful moth. I need to see whether what was it called, like the White Witch or something, is a short lifespan. Same for, what's his name? Something Hercules. I think it's just called a Hercules moth. I want to see if I can grab any silk.
My worst crime? See, I'm a goody two-shoes. Literally the worst thing I did ever was steal from a store when I was like 6 or 7. And what it was like this cardinal stuffed animal that would like make a sound when you squeezed it, and I didn't know that I was stealing. So I literally brought it with me out the store and everything. I say I didn't know I was stealing. I think I did know that it was bad, but I didn't know that it was bad at the same time because I was a child. Like I knew that like this was something I shouldn't do, but I didn't know why. But yeah, and I took that. And I think I still have. Either I still have it or it might be gone now. But I had it for a really long time. But how old was I? I think it was back when I lived in Virginia. So like I was like 4 or something when I did that. I was very young.
I mean, I've accidentally stolen things like a piece of candy or something by just accidentally like just walking out the store and forgetting that I have it. Like a genuine crime and not just like, oh, I beat someone up at school.
Also, this isn't a crime, but one time in my algebra class, this is so funny because like I made such a big deal out of this and it's literally so minor. But one time, so we were always dismissed at like 2:40 or something. I can't. Was it 2:40? It was. Let's say in this hypothetical that it was 2:40.
Hypothetically speaking.
Yeah, but and this is our last class of the day, and basically, I left at like 2:37, and like everyone was like our class was like over, but we were just waiting around for like the bell to ring so we could be dismissed. But it was like 2:37. And something compelled me to just walk out of the classroom, and I left. And I was like, whoa, the halls are so empty. And then I went outside where like my dad would pick me up, and I'm like, whoa, no buses, everything is so empty. And then like a couple minutes later, like everyone started like flooding out. And then I realized that I left the class just like 3 minutes early. And the next day, I told my classmates, I was like, oh my god, you guys, I feel so bad. I left the class 3 minutes early. And they're like, yeah, we just saw you walk out. but that was really it. Like the class was pretty much over. It's not a big deal at all, but I made a big deal about it.
I mean, I've specifically like ditched class.
I haven't. Once again, I care so much about attendance.
Nah.
Literally, in my woodshop class, my first one, that I had the chill professor, who was like only a couple years older than us. What was I about to say? Oh yeah, okay. I came to class and I was like dying. I like literally, I was on the verge of literally dying. My eyes were clearly like glossy. I was sneezing and coughing everywhere, but I was like, I need to go to class. I need to make progress on my assignment. And my professor saw me, and he was like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, like I just need to work on this." And what I was gonna do is, I was making a cube, that was gonna stand on one of the corners. And I just wanted to, like, I had all my individual like faces, my like panels already cut. I just need to put it together. And I was going to do that, but he was like, Zareen, I'm gonna do it for you, and then you leave. Like, he wouldn't even let me do it. He wouldn't even let me touch his tools.
Damn. I remember once I had, for some reason, like, just, like, really bad, allergy or something along the lines of that. Like, an allergic reaction toward my school because it was so dusty and gross and just everything, and like I was literally just like struggling to stay in class because I kept sneezing, and 2, my eyes were so puffy they were practically closed and they were just leaking, and one of my professors was like, you need to leave, and I was like, I'm okay, I swear, and he was like, just go, like just go, and I was like, okay, and I did. The minute I stepped out of the door of the school, my face cleared up and I was fine. And I was like, wow, my school really be that fucking nasty.
Yeah, that janitor woman, whatever, used a mop on the desk.
Yeah,
I'll never
true.
forget about that.
Me either. But that was in a different school. Not my high school. Although I wouldn't doubt that they don't have the same practices. They're underpaid and they don't have proper tools, so I don't know what to say.
Yeah, apart from those 2 things, I can't think of anything else I did that was like criminal.
I've picked up a dead rat. I'm just trying to think of bad things I've done. I've stolen fruits off of a tree. Like, intentionally. With my friends. I've stolen a watermelon.
Oh my gosh. It's a large payout. Big crime.
Yeah, so this is what happened. When we were younger, we were in Macedonia. Myself, my sister, and everyone else in the park, and those especially who had bikes, like people who had bikes would get on their bikes and we'd get on their bikes, like they'd ride us around. And we'd tail behind the watermelon guys. I don't know if you guys have this, but there's like a dude who sits on a tractor with a cart, and there's a bunch of watermelons in there, and he rides around the neighborhoods yelling, "I'm selling watermelons.
No,
Come get
we
your
do have a farmer's market.
watermelons."
But like, yeah, it's only in the farmer's market where it's everyone selling stuff, not like individuals.
Yeah, no, it's super like, hi, I come from small village type of thing, even though I don't live in the small village, I live in a capital. But you know, that was pretty common practice. I haven't seen the watermelon guy in ages. Wonder where he is. Probably because of London trade. But anyway, so we'd get on our bikes and we'd tail behind him when he wasn't looking, and we'd snatch like a watermelon. I know obviously, like, everyone didn't catch us, but there'd be other times where one person would pretend to go like be interested in buying watermelon. And then while they're talking with the guy,
This is some Aladdin shit.
some other person would like go from behind and be like, and just like snatch a watermelon when he wasn't looking. And then because like we couldn't exactly like come home to our parents and be like, "Hey, could we borrow a knife or something?" Although honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if anyone in the park like had a knife just on hand. Let's be real here. But then, like we none of us like had any means of getting a knife or anything, so we just have to like crack it on the cement and then eat it like cavemen. So, you know, I've done that.
Okay, this is a bad thing I've done that I only realized was bad after the fact. Once again, I was a child. I was like maybe 3 at the time. But I was in Bangladesh. It was raining. I was on like in the front yard. There was a bunch of little toads out. And I was just walking in the grass and I kept hearing like little pops under me. And only years later did I think about that and realize I was killing them. I didn't know I was stepping on them. I was just like, that's funny. They're like, you know, like the ground's making pops. No, that was the freaking toads dying under my feet.
That's so scary. In retrospect.
Yeah,
I didn't know toads
so
could be
bad.
squished so easy.
Oh my god, no, I was actually I was like, what bad things I did as a kid? I was a troublemaker. I remember, so all of the gates and all of the doors had like padlocks on them. And I was a freaking shit child, because I would take the padlocks and throw them in lakes or throw them in fountains and stuff. They were still on our property, but I would just throw them like into bodies of water. And like, I also, I would spit on people all the time. Oh my god, I was a trash child. I would spit on people all the time, and like, it was so disrespectful. And one of my cousins, to get me to stop spitting, also like, my cousins, like, I love them, but they really knew how to freaking trick me. But they told me, one of them, she was originally gonna be a doctor, she was originally gonna be a pharmacist, but she's like a businesswoman now. But she, told me that like there's like this like bacteria or whatever in your spit, and if you spit, it will like multiply and expand and eventually consume the world. And I was like, oh shit, I'll never spit again. And what else did I do as a kid? I told so we had like, oh no, my grandmother loved birds, so like in all of our properties we had like, you know, like a pit, like basically like a, you know, like sometimes on like, you know, roofs or whatever, there'll be a bunch of pigeons or whatever, and there'll be like little cubbies where like pigeons live. So my grandmother did that for like a lot of our properties, and I, as once again as like a 3-year-old kid, I didn't realize that these are freaking living creatures. So I saw eggs in like one of the cubbies, and I was reaching in for one because I was like, ooh, I want the egg, and the pigeon kept picking at me because it was like clearly it was its child. But by the time I got the egg out the thing, it picked at me, and I dropped it from my hand, and I just saw the little you know, developing chicken. Developing pigeon on the ground, and it definitely would not like it. There's no way it lived because it was still developing, and it's just out of its egg and everything now. It definitely died. But that's another thing I did as a kid. I didn't realize the consequences of it, but it happened.
That's so sad. I'm trying to think of other bad shit I've done as a child.
There was something I thought of when you were saying your watermelon story, but then I forgot it. This isn't bad, but I was trying to think of things that I did when I first came to America. Oh, one thing, I called 911 all the time for stupid reasons. I just called the police and be like, hi! And then, what is it, like, I remember stealing a pen. I remember stealing a pen from a cop as well. Like, my parents were so concerned. They were like, Zarene's gonna freaking get us snatched one day. But, it reminded me that, like, when I lived in Virginia, my dad had, like, this one room that was, like, his office, and he had a filing cabinet. He still has the same filing cabinet today, like, you know, in his current office. But what he would do for me, he would put, like, chocolate and lollipops in there, because he knew I would always just, like, you know, like, be curious and explore his filing cabinet for, I don't know, whatever reason. But I would always consistently find candy in there, because he would put it in there for me.
That's cute.
Okay, instead of bad things we did as a kid, I'm gonna say dumb shit we did as a kid. So, in my room, in Virginia, there was like this like metal wall that had like holes in it, kind of like Chipotle. It had holes in it, but they were all of the same size. And I was like running my fingers across them, just thinking it was fine. And then I looked at my fingers; they're all bleeding. And there was another thing oh my god, so much dumb shit I did. Another thing I did was I put my pinky inside a pencil sharpener and turned it, and I was surprised when I bled. And then another thing I did is I got a whole ass, you know, one of those jumbo crayons? I got a whole ass crayon stuck in my nose.
Damn, babe, you were a dumb kid.
Yeah, I choked on a lifesaver. The irony of this, I choked on a lifesaver.
I was a very clumsy kid. I'd like constantly fall and like hurt myself somehow, and I was just like really clumsy and really bad at positioning myself away from danger. Like one time I was trying to scare my mom, so wait, I'm just gonna draw it on stream. Here was the bed or whatever, and we're all just like laying in bed or whatever, and I had gone out to quote unquote go pee or something, and then I hid like right here where this little circle is.
Oh, you told me this. Yeah.
And then my sister and my dad was like, oh no, there's a spider in bed, everybody run. And my mom got freaked and stood up, and I was supposed to scare her additionally, but she ended up stepping on me. I was just really bad at positioning myself away from, like, and just constantly things like that where one time we're trying to get my sister's ball down from a tree, and we're throwing rocks at it, and we're standing on the other side where the rocks were coming, like, being thrown towards instead of, like, the safe side, and we're all lined up there, and then I got hit in the head with a rock, because of fucking course.
Damn.
Like, we're standing, like, they're throwing towards, like, left side, and we're standing there waiting for the ball to come down.
I 100% can visualize this, yeah.
Like, we're stupid, you know? And I just stand far back enough because I thought I was gonna catch it. I'm just clumsy and kind of stupid. And by kind, I mean very. This will have to do for now, even though it partially doesn't make sense. I'll fix it at some other point. Oh, I hate animating. That's what I'll do.
That's not true.
It's not true.
So stop lying. Stop lying to your stream.
Technically, it's not true.
That means it's not true. Yep, I have birds. When's the due date again? July 10th?
Yeah. I can do it. I'm a tough boy.
Oh, they It's now Aiden, the initial switched.
That's fun.
What breed are they? What kind of harpy is Archeon?
I think they're talking about your birds.
Oh, my bird! Oh, right?
Also, Centaurus, I can't wait to see it. I think only one other person has like a complete thingy. It's very nice.
Also, my birds are parakeets. They're budgies. What breed's Archeon? Listen, you understand why I thought that, okay?
I don't. They asked you about your birds and then asked what breed they were.
I didn't realize it was the same person.
Anyway, why would someone ask what kind of breed Archeon?
Listen! People ask what birds I have all the time. I'm just desensitized to the question. I just thought everyone knew by now.
Some people haven't heard the answer or have never been in a stream where they've heard your birdies.
I understand this.
Also, I've just been working on it on and off. I've redone the hair so many times. I'm like, I'm tired.
Yo, what breed is Archeon? That's what I'm saying. Thank you, Bea.
He's a good boy.
It's not problematic, it just caused a misunderstanding. No, I'm pretty sure it is a barn owl, right? That's what.
Oh yes, it's a barn owl. I say it. He's a barn owl.
I mean, technically that's species, but that just made me think one of my art history professors last semester, when referring to dog breeds, he would always say dog species, and I always died inside when he said that.
I mean, I guess he's not wrong.
He is wrong, because they're technically all, they're all
dog, but they're different breeds.
No. Yeah, they're different breeds because in terms of like the orders, like I see the orders, but like the King Philip came over for good spaghetti, that thing. Like the thing is, creatures that are of the same species are able to create fertile offspring, while different species cannot. Like that's what donkeys and freaking
Horses?
Is it donkeys and horses that create mules or whatever?
Yeah.
Mules are infertile because they are of two different species, or the offspring of two different species, and because of that they can't like ever like what is it
They can't
want to say
breed.
promote. That's yes, I was gonna say promote.
They can't promote. They can't promote the race.
No.
They can't promote the
Yeah,
race.
it's okay. Yeah. Anyway, but that's the thing. So like dogs, despite like them all looking very different, those are like they're all the same species. They all have the same genetic makeup. They just have different phenotypical features. So like they are of one species. Just breeds is like the lower classification of their species.
Different species of dog.
Yeah, like I mean, in that case, it's different species of canine, which is like a dingo,
Dingo.
freaking wolf. Dingo ate my baby.
I think I really did eat her baby. And no one believed her. I wonder how you guys know about that. That was a big thing in Australia.
So, I only know about it from Seinfeld.
Oh, really? That was a thing?
Yeah. What is it? Andy and I, we have referenced it before, but like Elaine, one of the characters, said like maybe the dingo ate your baby, and then she would say she would say that throughout the episode. But I didn't realize it was an actual thing.
Everyone thought that everyone thought that she was lying and that she actually killed her child or something. But a dingo really did eat her baby.
Damn, that's scary.
Yeah.
Clip Studio Paint X.
That's the one.
Is the program. Mm-hmm. Also, are you doing art fight this year?
Oh, 1 second. Let me turn on my light. It's getting a little dark. I was talking about this with Mouse before. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do.
I'm just saying I don't think you'll have the time to work on your pitch, your commissions, and your portfolio, and your art fight.
I think you're.
I think I'm right.
I think you are right, but I think that I am stupid.
I'm not gonna let you.
And stubborn. And
why would you sabotage yourself?
The odds, though they may be stacked against me, and though it may not be within my interest to do so, do not concern me.
No.
And so, I might do it.
You will not.
I might.
I will 100%, if you do art fight, like, the duration of art fight, I will be gone.
What do you mean?
That is your consequence.
But what if I have nothing to do on stream and it just the stream days I do art fight?
Okay, that's the only exception.
Ha. So I'm gonna do art fight.
No, but you can only do it on stream. As soon as your stream's off, it's out.
Actually, I don't know if I want to take some of this ways.
Art fight is basically an event where it's a bunch of artists come together. They're split into two different teams, and you have to do fan art of for people on the opposite team, and you build points for your team that way.
Yeah, it's basically competitive art trading.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Kiamari. Or Kimari?
Kaimari. Very American way. I just said it.
KY is Kia for me always, or KY is a KJ. But I know the Americans use KY for a y sound. Why am I doing this to myself? Time.
Vibey. Well, I'm glad. Good vibes.
Good vibes. I mean, you don't have to participate throughout the whole thing. God knows I never do. But I do like have a list of people who I always try to fight. I'm gonna add in Archeon this year, and maybe select 2 others because I want to see him. He's my boy. I love him. Maybe I'll add Elias. We'll see.
Oh, we also have D&D tomorrow.
You. Chef's kiss. Fun.
He's not a wolf, he's a tiger.
Tigre man. With the many names. Oh, well, I guess they don't know about the many names. John, Simon.
What was the other name?
Tim. Simon is his posh elf persona.
Listen, I'm just saying Apollo clocked his fake name when he said John. I was like, okay.
It was like, your name is John? John?
And then the other fake names just sealed it. We knew he was fake.
And yeah, and then he was like to the, what was it, the asthma girl? I was like, hi, my name's Tim. Pan flag color girl? That's so vague because I use pan flag color constantly.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, that's her, if you saw her little artist meme thing, that's her most used color, or color palette, colors.
The pan flag is just so good. Actually, the order is pink, yellow, blue. No need to be sorry. I just can't remember.
I'm trying to think, which one would it be? Do they mean Kalinka? It's the only one I can think of.
Kalinka moja? Sagte jag då Marinka? Marinka moja?
Who's honkin'?
Who's honkin'? Do you have any like other things about them? I can't remember.
Could you describe it more?
Some features of theirs. Hair. Or clothes.
Oh, it's the angel one with the big shoes.
Oh! Alright.
It's like, did you even record your process for that one? Big shoe angel.
Maybe? I can check.
It's alright if you don't.
I record most things, but then I don't like them and shh phone. And then I just don't. Well, I'm just gonna wait for that to load up so I can see if I have it. Was this after the elaborate hair man or before? No, wait. That's an owl. That's the tiefling girl. No, only elaborate haircut. Oh wait, no. Do I? Oh, that's Eco! No, I don't have it. I'm sorry. Literally anyone who will listen, I will go on about my OCs. Anyone who is not in like the current D&D party that I'm in, I've gone off to them about,
Hello?
hello?
Sorry, I died. I feel like I'm gonna die again, so
Oop.
don't get comfortable.
Anyone who's not in my current D&D party, like I've talked about Elias so much to them because I can't or I don't want to reveal my backstory just like by wordy words to the rest of the players, my friends. So right now the only thing that you guys know about Elias is that he uses fake names. And I guess in game you don't know his name is Elias yet.
Yeah.
And you don't know that he's a lycanthrope yet.
Yeah.
So there's that. But outside of game, that's also all you know, that he's a lycanthrope and his name is Elias Harimao. And the technical stuff of like, oh, he's a cleric. Let's just... Don't be like me, kids.
What I was trying to say before my internet decided to snipe me was that with the recording of speed paints, like I want to get back in the habit of doing that. And I was doing that for like the last vampire girl I drew, but it was so on and off because like I would have like good points where I was like making a lot of progress, and also bad points. Like when I was initially sketching, I was sketching for like maybe 3 hours before I finally got something I liked. So during the sketch process, I turned it on and off a bunch of times because I didn't know if it would actually go well. And then same thing happened in the coloring process. Like when I started coloring, I was recording it, then I was like, ah, this coloring's looking like shite. So I turned it off. But then the coloring started snapping and looking good.
But
at
that's
that
the
point,
thing. You need to record everything. Like, why are you only recording the good parts?
No, I was actually not even recording the good parts. Like,
no, but I mean, like, why are you recording to try and catch the good parts?
That's not what I was trying. The thing is, at certain points, because I didn't know if the drawing was gonna come together, so I was just like, I'm not even gonna record. But then it was coming together, and at that point, I was like, I missed too much. It's too late, so I just didn't record the rest.
You are a fool. Just go in.
Yeah, I should have. But like, the thing is, at the point where I stopped recording, it was before I finished coloring, like before painting. I was just adding colors, so I really didn't know how it was gonna come together.
But that's like, I've got like a lot of recorded things that like of drawings that I've started that I haven't finished the drawings, or I'm never gonna finish the drawings, or things that I'm just never gonna post. Like, you just gotta get in the habit of just recording things.
Yeah, I know. I'll try. My channel?
Go type something in the chat.
Ew, no, okay.
Go type something in the chat.
No, I don't want to because I haven't uploaded in over 2 years. All this stuff is old. And I also am bad at editing.
Go type something
the
in
videos
the
are
chat.
Bad. No.
Go type something in the chat. Baby.
No.
Baby, go type something in the chat. Baby.
Nah.
Baby.
No one will know my channel.
What if I link the channel?
How could you? Without my consent?
What if I link the channel?
No. Fine, I will. But like, once again, old videos. I haven't uploaded in over 2 years. Oh, and that's back. My channel header is back when I used Tumblr. I don't even use Tumblr anymore. I changed that to Twitter.
Twitter.
Yes, I promise to only check new content. There isn't new content. That's the point. They're all old.
Can my things load? Oh. Haha, there we go.
Yeah, I used to have a really good habit. Like every single thing I drew, I would create a speed paint for, but I just haven't anymore.
Alright, that's all I can do for now. Oops. Since I've got to go. Since we have to watch a movie soon. Well, thank you everyone for joining. And yeah, see you next time. Probably at the
Bye-bye.
proper